Today we talk about.
Speaking of which,
you have a doctorate in farts, and then you're going to cure cancer.
yeah, I was going to segue back into that. What do you know? What you want to do?
I'm leaning towards path.
Oh, okay. I can see that. You have a very path persona.
I don't know if that I should
Is
take
that
that as an
pathological?
insult.
Is that what that is? That short for?
No,
exactly
pathology.
Well,
So the people where,
it's just from the same thing. I was close. I was close.
well,
I
the
was in the
technical
neighborhood.
term,
Might have been a block or two over,
you
but I was
were
close.
you were on the street. It's like when I go into the butts and I pull out little pieces of tissue, I send it to her and she looks at it under the microscope and then tells me what's going on.
Oh, she's like, "This is a brick. How did that get in there?"
Yeah, exactly.
Or I send you the batteries to replace the vibrator.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
okay. It's a nice callback.
Rechargeable one, hopefully, to save the earth while massaging that prostate.
Yeah, it's
That's what I say.
it's a very hands-off approach as far as like being away from patients,
Yeah.
as opposed to me where like I'm doing nothing but being with people all day.
Doing nothing but butts.
Hey, nice. See, but if I had made that joke, it would have been corny. God damn it.
How many times has corn fallen out of the butts that you've been in?
In Iowa, not very. Actually, I take that back. I've seen
Surprising.
several corn kernels.
Really?
Several, yeah. Not enough to be like noteworthy, but I've seen a couple.
But
Like
were they
3.
chewed?
No, they were like whole kernels.
Did you say, "Hey, buddy, chew your food"? To solve a problem.
I feel the evolution of a joke coming here. I gotta figure this out. Yeah.
Wake him up from the anesthesia. Your whole fucking arms up there. And you're like, "Hey, you don't swallow the cobs, Bucko."
Oh man.
It's like, "Sorry, doc."
So path. Path. That's what they do. But
What made you go ahead?
No, I was gonna say I think path is really appealing for the fact that with a PhD, it's the closest one to research. Kind of the closest one.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is the most scientific like.
Yep.
I think.
And I've noticed because while you stepped away, she was mentioning how she's doing. So I did an MD. So I went to college and I went straight to medical school.
Mm-hmm.
She did part of medical school. Now is doing PhD stuff, and then is going to finish medical school. So she'll be an MD PhD. So like a doctor.
I thought you had.
No, we talked about this.
Did we?
I'm not a PhD. I'm an MD.
Okay.
So I don't have like the science
I thought you
research.
had to get one to get the other.
No, you don't.
I thought it was like you have to get your master's
No,
to be able to
thank
get your
God
this.
too, because that shit is miserable. No offense. Now,
Yeah,
she chose to do that because that lends itself to her. God bless her, because we need people like her. I'm just not built for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say all that to say there are MD PhDs that do end up going into clinical practice, like myself, and you would think that they're smarter and that they're better, but traditionally, every MD PhD I've ever met in a clinical field is the worst. Like they just
Like,
suck.
what do you mean by
Really?
that?
Like they can't handle the workload. They can't compartmentalize like patient care and doing an efficient job with history taking, making a diagnosis, making a treatment plan, boom, boom, boom. Like they can't do it. Like they can't do the job well.
Okay.
Because I feel like their brains are just so consumed with that theoretical
Okay,
science
I see
research
what you
stuff. So like their brain is there and not like, dude, what do we do with this paperwork? They're like they don't.
It's like the guy who comes to the comedy club and he's like, "Oh, I make my friends laugh," and then he goes up on stage and he's like,
Exactly. They can't execute.
So I said this thing once.
Right.
It was funny when I said it.
When I thought of it in my head
I
30
said it.
times,
It was funny to the people I went to high school with. I'll be back next week.
I killed it. That was great.
And they come and go, "How's my set?" And you're like, "Sadra, hold on."
Yeah, right. Well, hey,
Jeez.
I don't have the PhD. But no offense, but like this is just what I've noticed with numerous, I shouldn't say numerous, like this, a good 5 or 6 of them, where I noticed like,
Yeah.
dude, you guys are just not getting this,
Yeah,
But,
the
yeah.
flexibility of research, like being able to like take the time to like ask a question and then do the experiments that you want. Like I think clinical care is just so fast
Yeah.
paced.
And it's just getting faster. It's just like, if you aren't cut out to like get ish done, like it's not meant for you. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's only getting worse.
Yep.
Like not just to community hospitals, but like even academic research centers. Like the pressure to turn people over here is insane.
Yeah. I hear about people bitching about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What do you mean turn people over? Just be like, "Hey, you got one, get out."
No, just like they're in the hospital, figure it out, get them out. Next page.
Oh,
next
patients.
Page.
I
Yeah,
thought you meant
turnover.
students.
No,
Okay.
turnover.
Oh,
turnover.
okay. Yeah.
Because they want you to churn out more procedures, more histories and physicals, more discharges, more.
So
you
it's
got to
like-
generate money. You got to
Yeah,
keep the
okay,
lights
so
on.
It's like getting like cops have quotas that
Kinda.
they don't have.
Kind of. Yeah.
Or sorry, quotas for. I'm again the odd man out. You guys aren't technically white. You kind of look it, but you're not technically white.
What about
I'm
that?
very
It's
ambiguous.
like cops. They have quotas.
Oh, I
but
see what you're
for
saying. Yeah.
non-whites.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
So that's the trade.
I
don't
didn't
get
know we were going to
harassed
get
by
so
the police.
political here.
Are we?
Hey, this
Hey,
Hey,
conversation
it's Iowa
goes
City.
wherever it goes.
We're in the majority right now.
That's true. Fair.
Oh, man. Although I will say, I've noticed a lot more black people here than I anticipated in Iowa since I got out here.
What's that supposed to mean?
It just means I've seen more black people
Okay.
than I expected.
Fair
Iowa
enough.
City is it's decently diverse.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I guess every college town is that way, right? So-
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
drive 10 miles that way, they'll be like, "What's a black?" And here's my opinion on it. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, I could see that.
Have you guys ever heard Mark Norman's bit about like going to small towns and like they're so far behind they're still racist against other types of white people?
Yeah.
So
It sounds like a Mark Norman joke. I don't know if I've heard that one, but
yeah.
I thought about, but I think it's a Burr joke, or I heard him talk about it on his podcast. Like the more pronounced the H in a word, the more racist they are. Like, isn't that somebody else's joke?
I can't.
It has to be.
I can't
That sounds
connect
like
it to
Bill
somebody.
It does because
I don't- it doesn't sound Bill Burr to me, but-
That's a funny idea, and then I'm like, I don't think that's my idea.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll be honest with you. Just hearing Burr in my head, I can't picture him being the one to say it. But
I think he said
I would
it
not
on
be
a
surprised.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. His show is very like just
He just
stream of
rambles.
consciousness.
He rambles for an
storytelling.
hour. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's the whole point of these things.
Fantastic.
You know.
But he's by himself. He doesn't have kids.
Yes. So, what do you guys think of that? Because I thought this was just whatever. Like, I can literally sit down. The first few episodes of this podcast I did alone. I could sit down and talk for hours to myself.
Sure.
Some people I find out literally can't do that. I don't know where
Like,
you guys sit on
by
that.
themselves,
Like, sit
you
by
think?
yourself, turn on a camera or turn on a recorder, and just talk to yourself. Or do you feel like you're capable of that?
I'm 100% capable. Whether I would be like, I think people want to see this is probably on the no side.
Well, I guess you need both, right? But
Yeah. I talk to myself all the time. I
Yeah.
talk to myself
Same.
for 45 minutes coming up to Iowa City today.
that's fair. You don't
And
listen to
then
music on your commute?
I do sometimes. But I was running through my new jokes, which are gonna murder, and then talking to myself, going through jokes. Do you talk to yourself?
Yeah, definitely. In
Do
the
you-
lab, especially.
Do you mutter angrily when your Bluetooth headphones don't connect to your computer,
Oh, obviously.
That is the worst.
and then you start cursing in public?
Yeah.
And then you tell the chick that sticks your arm for donating plasma because you're poor. You're like, all right, I guess because I'm a decent person, I'm not going to watch this video because I don't watch videos without headphones in public. You ever met these people?
Oh, that's me.
Oh. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
I was at work. I work at a gas station, and I think she looked over like 45, so I'm assuming it was her grandson, but you never know because
Sure.
he looked like 5, so she could have been her son. He had his phone out up to his face, and he's playing a game, and it's on the volume's all the way up,
Nice.
and he's walking through the whole store, and I am just judging this woman like you're raising this kid.
Are you gonna do something
This
about
kid,
this?
you
Yeah.
imagine what this kid's going to be like after his balls drop in 10 years and what the things he's going to say and he thinks is okay because you let him do this?
Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So, do you remember that scene where the dude is on his Bluetooth headset, literally sitting next to Larry David at the restaurant, and he's just talking to whoever he's on the phone
Mm-hmm.
with? And so Larry David just starts fake talking louder than him to annoy him. Like, this guy sitting next to me just thinks he can talk on his Bluetooth because he's got his Bluetooth in. And then just
my
like
God.
finally drives the guy insane to like leave. But
amazing.
let me make an argument for having the volume on. I can't defend the kid with the full blast.
That's unacceptable.
But can I make an argument for if I'm sitting here having a conversation with you and you just happen to be sitting at the table next to us? Why is it that if I just had my phone about at the same volume, that's less
Are
acceptable?
you showing it? Are you showing
No,
her
I'm just by
something?
myself with my phone watching a video.
Like instead of
but
another person, it's a phone.
But the volume is the same as this conversation that's going on right here. Would that be acceptable?
Do you have headphones in your pocket?
No.
Why? You have 750,000 pairs of shoes. You have $3.
Maybe I didn't bring it with me that day.
Well, then read. You watch stuff with subtitles on that are in English, a language you can understand, I assume.
What does that have to do with anything?
So obviously you like to read. Why don't you just read the article
I
instead
hate
of having,
reading. What are you
having
talking
Alexa
about?
tell you what's in it?
Wait, what? I hate reading.
I don't
Where'd
know.
that come from? Is this a new bit?
No, that was another thing I was talking to, because when I didn't have headphones, so I was just talking to the, whatever they're called. The ones that stick.
Oh, yeah.
The phlebotomist.
Yeah, yeah.
That one.
She puts flowers in my veins. I'm like, I hate people that do subtitles on shows. I think it's a. Do you watch TV with subtitles on?
Actually, I do.
Why?
I don't know.
I used to be. I stopped.
Okay, good. I shamed you out of it. Next time.
It depends.
This is unacceptable behavior.
It depends on the show.
No,
Game
it
of
doesn't.
Thrones, I have been doing it.
See, that's what the botanist chick said to me. She's like, I do it on Game of Thrones because they talk really quietly. I'm like,
They're
well, just turn it up. There's a volume button for a reason.
That's true.
I feel like you would turn it up because you want to understand the names better. That would be the reason I would turn up for something like Game of Thrones, because I'd be like, who are they talking about?
Also, some of them have thick accents.
Oh,
Thick
okay.
UK accents. So that I
Gotcha.
could understand wanting to put the subtitles.
No, then you turn it up even louder and laugh at him. I follow a
That's one way
British
to do
dude
it.
on my Instagram, and when I was waiting for you to open the door, he like went to like a wrestling show with his like nephews, and they're like 4 or 5 years old, and he's like, "Who did we see?" And they started naming wrestlers in this high-pitched British child voice. It's hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. That accent is absurd.
I do
Hilarious.
envy that accent. It seems
I don't
very,
envy it. I don't want
Really?
to talk. I don't want to talk.
I would love to have it.
But there's like hundreds of British accents.
Well, I want the good
There's a
one.
lot.
I want the good one, yeah. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
good one. I say they all sound the same, even though I
Really?
you can. I don't know the areas of Britain.
Yeah, I don't know that, but I can tell which one
but I
sounds
can-
trashy
I
and
can
which
tell
one.
different. You
Yeah.
can kind of tell different.
Yeah.
You're gonna get 1,000 negative comments
No one
from
cares.
all of the
No one cares.
Oh, can
All
I
of
plug,
the UK
Can I plug
is a
something?
good
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Actually, yeah, we should start to wrap this up. Actually. What would you like to plug?
I am trying so hard to get Tesla to give me a free car.
Okay.
I have been tweeting at them and Elon Musk every day, and they have yet to respond. So I need everybody to follow me on Twitter at EverhartMusic.
I thought it's the Evan.
No, that's my
The Ethan
that's
Everhart.
my Instagram.
Oh, Twitter. Got it.
Yes,
Sorry.
this is Twitter.
Got it.
And like and share my post, and know that this is only for me.
Yeah.
Nobody else gets a free car. This is just me.
Fair.
Please, I'm begging.
But you'll give us rides in it, right?
Oh yeah, I won't have to pay for gas, so of course you can
Okay,
get free
perfect.
rides, except you.
That's fine. I hate cars.
Good.
I'll take his.
You have shoes. Why would you have a car?
So I live in New York, baby.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. Why would you own a car? We talked about this last
Yeah.
time.
Do any of your shoes have wheels on them?
No.
You don't have Heelys?
No. I don't.
What's the point of having 1,000 shoes if you don't have Heelys?
Eh,
You didn't watch those commercials on Nickelodeon when you
They
were
didn't
little?
age well, in my opinion.
Well, no.
Yeah, they didn't
Of course
last.
they didn't.
That's why I only collect classics.
Well, that is a classic.
Yeah. Nah. That was
It's a
fad.
vintage model.
Yeah, it's a fact. Actually, you know which sneaker I would buy with wheels on it? There was a sneaker. I don't know if you're. I know you're not a huge basketball fan. Basketball fan? Maybe not. Latrell Sprewell, a old school Knicks player, put out a shoe with a spinner rim embedded into the shoe,
you're
like you could
kidding,
spin it. So I would buy that.
That's, can you ride on it?
No, but like it's like on the side of the shoe, not on the sole. It's like
Oh, yeah, it's
built
like
into
built
the
in the
side,
side.
so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you
It's
go
like a
like,
seat
rims.
cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so like anytime you step, it'll
Spin?
Yeah,
That's kind of funny.
I like that. So if that ever
That's
comes
amazing.
back, I will purchase that. But no Heelys, no thanks. I'm not even a big rollerblade guy.
Really?
No. Yeah,
I
I'm not a
had
big skater.
rollerblades when I was little.
Yeah, so did I, but I was like, nah, no more.
Then
Aline,
everybody didn't.
Oh,
like,
you-
immediately.
yeah,
It was
'cause
like, hey, we
it
all got them, and then somebody's
wasn't
like, hey, I have
cool.
an electric scooter. Fuck those.
Oh yeah, the razors.
Those
That
were fun.
took
No,
off.
an electric one, not just
Oh, the
razor,
electric
the
one.
electric
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I heard those are bad
Everybody,
news.
everybody in my neighborhood got an electric scooter one summer, and I didn't.
They're so dangerous. They're dangerous.
Yeah, you heard about San Francisco. It has this whole new phenomenon of electric scooters just
I
popping
think a
up
lot of
everywhere.
West Coast city. LA does. I think Denver
And it's like
does.
annoying because it's unregulated. They're just like crashing into people because dumbasses just like don't obey any traffic laws, just like slamming into people.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
They also pretty much litter the streets. Like
Yeah,
I think the way
yeah.
by design you just leave them wherever.
Wherever. There's no regulation. It's crazy. I was like,
Well,
what?
I mean, it's like that's probably how like the city bikes work. Do they have that in New York?
Yeah,
the city
except
bikes?
those are regulated.
Yeah,
They
but
have
it's-
stations for those.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll
You have
it'll
to
be
go-
like that in a couple months.
Probably.
We'll see.
They'll be
Hopefully.
like, hey, buddy, we got to do something about these electric scooters. See?
Yeah, I think the argument one of the CEOs of the scooter companies made was, we're just innovating around the law, basically breaking the law. But they were like, oh, we just like to innovate around the regulations.
No,
I'm just
I
like,
it.
okay.
I like it.
What an amazing marketing department job.
Yeah,
that
no,
was.
he's got his screws right. But anyway, Aline, why don't you plug whatever? Where can we find you as this
Oh.
noisy vacuum sways us?
So you can. Oh, that's nice. You closed the door.
There we go.
So the podcast that I do is called the Short Coat Podcast. It's by medical students for medical students or pre-med or pretty much anyone who's interested in science or medicine. We joke around a lot and also talk about kind of some cool stuff happening in the science community or the medical community. It's hosted by Dave Etler, usually me, and then a bunch of med students. So check it
Okay.
out. It's good stuff.
Can we find you on any social media?
Yes, I think you can. I think I'm searchable on Facebook, but I don't have a Twitter or an Instagram. I think actually I have an Instagram for office memes. It's
Fair
for
enough.
Jameson to send me the office memes.
Boom,
Actually,
done.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, thanks guys for joining us. See you around. Peace. Let's go do some comedy.
This is my Nixon. This is me right after I resigned the presidency.
It's pretty good. Hey, that was fun.
Yeah, try to keep it fun.